Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Theodore Henry, your guide for this enlightening journey. Today we join the global community in observing World Blood Donor Day, a time to celebrate the heroes among us who help sustain lives through the simple yet powerful act of donating blood. Stay with us. We have a compelling lineup designed to keep you informed, inspired, and engaged.
Did you know that finding out your blood type can reduce your risk of getting the wrong blood type during emergency operations or surgeries? Let you know if you're at a higher risk for certain diseases, like knowing that persons with type AB, A and B blood have higher risks for blood clots. And if you have a rare blood type, you could decide to store your blood for future use so you don't have to wait hours or days to find a match. So what are you waiting for? Find out your blood type today. It can not only help to save your life, but also the lives of others.
Thanks for staying with us. Many are willing to help save a life, but hesitate at the thought of donating blood. On this World Blood Donor Day, we're helping to dispel the fears and misconceptions that prevent people from giving this life-saving gift.
There are many fears and misconceptions about giving blood, some of which we'll be dispelling for you today. One of the first fears that we want to discuss today is the fear of needles or being too nervous to donate.
Okay. First of all, donating blood allows that you can save 3 lives. So when you are coming to donate blood, you have to have that in mind. I know that there are myths or fears to donated blood because the size of the needle is like a mosquito bite. Don't be scared. That unit will be open in front of you and it's an easy way to go. Our nurses are well capable to do this procedure. You cannot be scared because when you go into donated blood, that unit of or the bag of unit of blood will be open in front of you. So it's single use. You will feel comfortable. There is not a way, not at all, to catch any disease.
Some persons also believe that they cannot donate blood because they've had other diseases such as ZV and CHIKV. This is not the case. You can also donate if you've had these diseases, right?
Okay, I would like to clarify that. When you come into donated blood, you will have an interview. So in that interview, the nurse will be rigorous, asking you few questions that you will answer because it will be for the benefit of the recipient. So they will ask you few questions as if you have been in contact with person that have sick B. If that is the case, you will defer for 15 days. If you have been contacted the sick B, you will be deferred for 15 days. If you, after donating blood, started with symptoms, you will need to contact the blood transfusion service at any way that you have been donated the blood, because we will defer that blood will be discarded. So we will have a quarantine of the blood for a few days in awaiting for any symptoms that the donors could have in that period of time.
And Dr. Taylor, what about those persons who believe that they will not be able to partake in any physical activity or sport after donating blood?
One of our recommendations when we do the interview, if you go to the gym every day, the day that you donated the blood, will not do it, because remember that we have to remove 500 milliliters of the volume of your blood. My recommendation is increase your water intake. Taking more than 3 liters, you will be okay for the following day, be doing your gym or your sport activity.
That's great. And what about those persons who believe that they will not have enough blood after giving blood, so they avoid giving blood in its entirety?
What I would say, your bone marrow, removing 500 milliliters will hyperactive and will put in place in your red cell, your platelet, and your white blood cell. So nothing to worry about.
Persons sometimes say that they're just too busy to donate. What do you have to say regarding, how long the process is and, the other blood drives that you have to facilitate persons who may not be able to come here directly to donate blood?
Okay, that is a good question. We have the possibility to go to your workplace, to allow you with a blood drive to help us to increase our number of units of blood in the blood bank. So we have different ways to allow to you to donate blood. 1, coming to the blood collection center. 2, a blood drive. 3, we use a mobile unit that go to the different places to allow person that interested to donate blood to go to that facility. The other way that you can, your day that you are resting is a person living in Kingston and St. Andrews can go on Saturday from 9 to 3 o'clock to the National Chest Hospital. There we have a blood collection center that is open every Saturday. So that is another possibility that the day that you are free to go and donate blood.
Perfect. And what about the issue of age? Is there an age limit for donating blood? Are you ever too old or are you too young to donate?
There is important to know that you can donate blood if you are between 17 and 60 years old. For the person that have been donated and regular donor, they can go up to 65. So that is important to be aware.
And a very popular myth is that you cannot donate blood because you've had a tattoo.
No, that I know that it is normal to have a tattoo, but we don't allow after 1 year to come and donate blood. Remember that you will use needle and you can be infected, so there is a window period that we don't want to violate, so we wait 1 year after you donated you have your tattoo in place and you can come and donate blood. Don't be scared.
And finally, vegetarians think that they cannot give blood because they simply do not have enough iron.
Okay, that is not true. Starting with a healthy lifestyle, we know that eating more vegetable and fruit, we are doing well. So vegetarian person don't have to be scared. We will take you through the process of what you will do when you donate blood, and we will check your hemoglobin level, doing a test, and that will let me know if you are able to donate or not. So vegetarian is not an excuse to come and donate blood.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor. Is there anything else you want to say?
Yes, I want to say something that is very important. Please, it's not only National Blood Transfusion Service at 21 Slipen Road where you can come and donate blood. There are 10 blood collection centers island-wide, and I please encourage everybody to come and donate blood. We know that in the last 8 months, the increase of accidents in Jamaica have been affected. So the way that we can save that life is sometimes the need of blood. Also, I would like to encourage people to keep donating blood. Why? Because PAHO and WHO want in 2020 that our country be 100% voluntary donors. So without your support, we will not be in that target. Please come and donate blood.
So having some of those major fears and misconceptions dispelled, I sure hope that you will face your fear today and donate blood. All the best.
When life circumstances demand that someone act on your behalf, having a legally recorded power of attorney can make all the difference. Join us as we navigate the steps involved in securing this important document at the Island Records Office.
Welcome to the Registrar's General Department. Today we're diving into an important legal tool, the power of attorney. Now this document allows you to appoint someone to manage your affairs when you're unable to do so yourself. Let's explore how it's done here in Jamaica.
Recording a power of attorney may seem daunting, but no worries, we'll guide you through the steps. But first, let's talk about what a power of attorney is and why it's crucial.
A power of attorney is a legal document that authorizes an individual to act on your behalf as it relates to matters that could be legal, financial, personal, or medical decisions. In short, A power of attorney allows you to make a decision on behalf of someone as if you were them.
Now let's look at the process of drafting a power of attorney.
The RGD does not provide the services or facilitates the drafting of a power of attorney. Therefore, our customers are encouraged to seek the services of an attorney. After this power of attorney document is drafted, it must be read and understood by the grantor, that is the individual who is granting the power. Once this has been acknowledged, that individual is required to sign. This signing must take place in the presence of the relevant attestating officer. For our customers residing overseas, it is required to be signed by a notary public, solicitor, commissioner of oaths, or barrister. And for our customers living locally, that power of attorney must be signed by a justice of the peace or notary public.
Once you have your document drafted, it's time to take it to the RGD for recording. This step is crucial as it gives your power of attorney legal standing.
In checking the document, there are certain general requirements to which must be met. The document must be dated, so an execution date must be clearly stated. The name of the grantor, that's the full name of the grantor, and the grantor's complete address must be provided in the document. The name of the grantee, which is the individual receiving the power, must be clearly stated, and the power that is being vested in the individual must be carefully outlined within the document. Once the stamp duty has been paid, the document is signed. It identifies the full name of the grantor and his or her address. That document will be accepted for recording. Any power of attorney being submitted for recording must be accompanied by a valid photo identification of the grantor, that's the individual making the power or vesting the power to another. You would also be required to submit the applicant's ID.
The cost associated with recording a power of attorney is dependent on the number of words contained in the document.
For a power of attorney to be recorded, it is calculated according to its sheetage. A sheetage is considered to be 160 words. So for every 160 words, you are required to make payment of $500. In addition to this, there's a mandatory fee of $500 for the deed receipts, and dependent on how quickly you, the customer, would like to receive the document, you are required to pay an additional fee of $2,500 for the document to be produced within 3 to 5 days, or $1,000 additional for the document to be produced within 7 to 10 days.
Once recorded, you'll receive a certified copy of your power of attorney. It's important to keep this document safe and to inform your agent of its existence.
Similar to that of the birth certificate, where a birth entry number is the unique identifier, the power of attorney would have embedded at the back, stamped at the back, a stamp that indicates the reference numbers that are called the libel and folio numbers. These numbers can be used to obtain copies. Our customers are encouraged not to laminate the documents that has been returned to you, but ensure that you may keep it in a secured folder or a safe or somewhere that is free from becoming damaged or wet.
For more information, visit the RGD website at www.rgd.gov.jm or call the numbers on screen. Remember, planning for the future starts with understanding your options.
In 2023, many of you told us how pleasantly surprised you were with our first Transformations Expo. Be prepared to be amazed at Transformations Expo 2.0, People, Quality and Technology, coming from 2 locations at the National Arena in Kingston and simultaneously at the Montego Bay Community College from Thursday, June 19 to Sunday, June 22. Bring your friends, bring your family. I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Jamaica is no stranger to the powerful forces of nature. From hurricanes and floods to landslides, these natural disasters remind us of the importance of readiness.
So we have mainstreamed in our governance disaster preparedness and readiness as a means of building resilience against the climate change issues that affect small island developing states like Jamaica.
In terms of the National Disaster Risk Management Framework, It's actually one of the best, if not the best in the America.
We are in the best place we have ever been in our history in terms of our state of readiness.
When disaster strikes, all eyes turn to the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM. In a crisis, effective and reliable communication is of utmost importance. That's why the government, through ODPEM, has forged a partnership with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, to strengthen the island's emergency communication system. The ODPEM-JICA collaboration aims to improve the emergency communication infrastructure in Jamaica by installing wireless communication systems and relevant equipment, thereby contributing to swift and robust communication between first responders and government offices to respond efficiently to emergencies or disaster.
Decoms management to Spanish Town Fire Station. This is a radio check. How do you read? Over.
We are putting in place the necessary infrastructure for us to respond to these disasters. We would have already put in place all the necessary radios in their various locations. The Jamaica Fire Brigade, the police, every arm of government is equipped to communicate before and after. And this is a game changer for the people of Jamaica.
You don't want a system where you are relying on cell phones for communication. We saw what happened in Beryl, where a lot of the cell towers went, and there was communication blackout in some areas across the country. What you want to ensure is that there are redundancy to your communication, and our radar network gives us that kind of redundancy. In terms of the design, it is robust enough that allows us that if one of the nodes go down, we're still able to communicate across the country, and it gives us roughly probably 98% coverage across the island.
Changing from an analog to a digital system is not an easy feat. However, with the development of the Project Implementing Unit, the ODPEM is sure the Decoms and Early Warning System EWANs will be effective in strengthening Jamaica's responsiveness. Coupled with the island's early warning system, EWANs, the Decoms are expected to effectively bolster Jamaica's responsiveness to natural disasters.
The objective of the project for the improvement of emergency communication system in Jamaica is to enhance Jamaica's public safety and our national emergency communication system. This national emergency communication system is critical for the coordination of emergency and incident response among our various government entities or key government responders. It will allow for emergency agencies to communicate via one common platform. We would have installed radio equipment to include mobile radios, base station radios, and handheld radios at a number of government entities to include the Jamaica Fire Brigade, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Ministry of Health, the local authorities, and a number of other entities island-wide. We would have installed early warning systems under the project across 2 parishes in 3 communities, namely Old Harbour Bay in St. Catherine and along the Bog Walk to Angels Corridor in St. Catherine, and also in Port Maria, St. Mary. With the installation of this early warning system, it will create that alertness that it is a multi-hazard system. So it will be able to alert residents, commuters, persons who utilize these areas, these urban centers, for example, Port Maria, about the pending hazards or threats that these communities will face.
This site is owned by Aerotel. They manage the telecommunication systems for Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority. Part of the benefit of co-locating at this site is that this site is designed for aeronautical purposes. So they have a very high standard, especially where power is concerned, and also for protection against lightning. And also provides quite a bit of redundancy just by virtue of its location. However, our system is designed to run entirely on a battery system, and pretty much we have our systems charged by their power. Should a case happen where we lose power, whether from GPS or their power system, our battery system will allow us to have service for up to 5 days. This site here in Coopers Hill provides coverage for the entire corporate area. So all of the radios in this area will be connected to this repeater site here at Coopers Hill, and that's another advantage that we have at this location.
The Decoms system will also help several stakeholders within the National Disaster Risk Management structure to mobilize and mitigate crises.
During the implementation phase of the project of the Decoms system, firefighters were basically embedded with a team of engineers that came down from Japan to install the equipment across the island. Decom system that is now at ADPEM is manned by firefighters. So that's the rock and the knock, as it's referred to. It's currently manned by firefighters, and these firefighters will remain at ADPEM manning the system for as long as it's necessary. What we have done with this system is to make it a part of our daily communications. Once we're out in the field conducting, whether it's rescue or conducting firefighting operations, then the team members can communicate back to Central in terms of giving updates, live updates as to what is happening. If there is need for additional resources, that can be communicated in a reliable way, unlike what we have now.
We're able to introduce it as part of the communication platform during burial, and we were able to see some results. So it's a good thing.
The Decoms system is here to build resilience, plan for natural disasters, activate response efforts, and mitigate the impacts of disasters while maintaining an active and reliable communication channel.
I'm Karina Powell-Hood. We've been planning for months, and now we're ready to share more of the essence of who we are. At the JCF Transformations, People, Quality and Technology Expo 2.0, coming June 19 to 22nd at the National Arena in Kingston and at the Montego Bay Community College. Come, see, experience what you've been hearing about your transforming police force.
The government continues to prioritize education as part of efforts to build a stronger, more inclusive Jamaica. In this feature, we explore how the government, through the Students' Loan Bureau and the Chase Fund, is expanding access to higher education.
With education firmly identified as a vehicle for social mobility and economic empowerment, the government is building bridges and transforming dreams through increased student support at the post-secondary level. In the Finance Minister's maiden budget speech, improved tuition loan, grant and scholarship opportunities were outlined under the Students' Loan Bureau and Chase Fund. As part of making the Students' Loan Bureau more efficient and service-oriented, a new and improved customer platform will be launched in the first quarter of the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
This platform will allow students to view their loans, print statements, and pay their loans online, among other functions.
Tertiary students will also be happy to learn that their SLB loan repayment period is being extended, offering graduates more time and flexibility to repay.
This government, through the Student Loan Bureau, will be offering to new students a longer repayment period of 10 years instead of the current 7 and 5 years. And the rates will remain the same, meaning the rates will not increase because the payment period has increased.
Further enhancements to SLB's services will be rolled out by the start of the 2026 school year as part of a broad plan to overhaul the student loan system.
We are committed to an increase in the loan amounts that students will be able to access, and for the disbursement to include not just tuition, but also housing, books and supplies, the cost of a laptop, and a stipend for meals. We are also committed to a meaningful reduction in interest rates on the various loans, and will work rapidly to ensure the systems are in place to roll out the new loan offerings to make the lives of our tertiary students better and allow them to focus on attaining their educational goals to benefit themselves, their families, and Jamaica as a whole. The Chase Fund, since its inception in 2003, has awarded 4,909 scholarships valued at $829 million to more than 2,000 early childhood education practitioners and leaders pursuing undergrad and graduate degree programs in early childhood education, special education, literacy and numeracy, curriculum development, educational leadership, and educational administration at tertiary institutions.
To ensure more students can access these benefits, government is removing the need for guarantors for scholarships and grants of up to $2 million cumulatively.
We have listened to our practitioners who have shared the many challenges they face in securing guarantors that affect their take-up of these scholarships and grants. This should not be the case for individuals who serve our country's youngest, who carry the responsibility of their holistic development.
As we wrap up today's edition of Jamaica Magazine, we hope you found these features informative and engaging. Let's stay connected through our website, jis.gov.jm, and on social media. On behalf of the production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Have a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.